Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome all joining us tonight. Welcome to the Immeri Nigeria business presentation. And I'm excited you could join us. Let's make it happen. So again, welcome everyone. Thank you for finding time to be part of tonight's meeting. This is the Immeri Business Opportunity Presentation, and my name is Solomon James. I'm reaching you out all the way from the city of Lagos. It's been a wet day here in Lagos, but it's God's blessings, and we are privileged to be a part of it. There are people who didn't witness to this rain, so it's a blessing. Wherever you are listening us from, I believe there is a blessing from your end to share and to cherish for today. Okay, so let's make this happen. The fact today is that 96% of people lying awake at night are worrying about their health and their finances, and this according to a Lower Harris poll. Now, it's very simple because the time in which we are, there's a lot of confluence of events happening that is throwing people around and getting people confused. But for me, I think it's a perfect storm. With the crisis globally, people are looking at what can we do, and people are trying to engage different things to see how they can factor and probably predict tomorrow. But I can say to you that truly it's a perfect storm, and I have 5 perfect storms here that will help us make sense of our discourse tonight. The first is technology. Well, as a result of technology, here am I from my living room reaching out to you wherever you are, in your car, in your house, probably just hanging out somewhere, but you are joining us. Technology is disrupting the space, and it has come to stay. It's becoming a leveler. Well, why technology is that powerful? Right now, the economy is tanking. The economies of the world are already going to the toilet. Now, I can tell you for fact, for free, that it seems as if we are after a health pandemic right now, but shortly you will understand that the economy is that bad. Okay, for those of us in Nigeria, I think if you listen to the news yesterday, that our inflation rate is over 12%. Listen, the economy is not smiling. Then you talk about the baby boomers, those born between 1946 and 1964, who probably right now should be retiring and living life ever happy after. But that does not seem to be the case. Many baby boomers retiring right now, they are asking themselves, where do we go from here? Because the pension funds are no longer there. The economy is not as it was promised, or they had plotted the graph that when they retire, this will be all the benefit. These do not exist anymore. Then we have a generation X and Y that is watching the path of their parents and asking themselves, is this the way to go? If our parents went to school, got themselves a good job, and took a 40-year career, and they are retiring to nothing, I think we need to find ourselves something else to do. Then we have the rising middle class, where people are saying, okay, you know what? I don't want to be at the bottom. Why am I not be at the top? But let me be somewhere at the middle. So we get ourselves one degree or the other, and we try to get ourselves one qualification or the other, at least to be somewhere in the middle. But sometimes one of the worst spots to be is in the middle, because you might be crushed. All of this is making people ask one question: what do we do? Well, today there is a boom for the home-based business, and according to a research that a couple of home-based businesses are created every day. As a matter of fact, 5 new home businesses is created every minute. 7,855 businesses, home-based businesses, are created every day. 238,909 home businesses are created every month, and over 2.8 million home businesses are created every year. Now, this was pre-COVID. Right now, the number is increasing, because when you go to Google Trend and you try to jump in and ask yourself, what is happening? What can I do? And you see a lot of people jumping into the home-based business space. Well, before we go on to talk about the home-based business that probably you might want to take a look at, understand that, like I did mention, we're right now in the illness-wellness continuum, and your wellness paradigm should be greatly positioned. Waking up every day to read on social media of a loved one, an acquaintance, somebody, one politician, one celebrity, somebody, a radio personality, and the rest. People are just dying daily. It's disheartening, but that's where our world is. And like I said, you don't just want to stay at the neutral point. The signs are there. It's either you want to be on the left or on the right, because on the left side, you are seeing the signs. People don't pay attention to the signs. The symptoms are coming up, whether you are symptomatic or asymptomatic, okay? Whichever the World Health Organization want to position you, you've got to pay attention to these things that are developing. Because for some of us, suddenly you see disability. The next thing you see on social media is that there is death, okay? Somebody is dying. And, okay, I'm being hard, Franca. Okay, I'm being hard. Somebody is messaging me. If you can't hear, it's check your end. Again, let me just make that inquiry. Please, can you hear me? Type in a yes, because somebody's messaging me that she cannot hear me. She's not sure I'm being hard. But can you hear me, please? Type in a yes and let me. Okay, good. Modupe can hear me. So that simply means, Franca, it's from your end. Okay. Thank you very much for that feedback, whichever. Okay, good. So like I said, there's a lot of people dropping dead. There's an increase of premature death. And this because people are not paying attention to the wellness, continuum and taking a better paradigm. Basically, what we are trying to do here is to position ourselves where we create awareness, okay? Now, in the words of Robin Sharma, which is something that I appreciate, Robin Sharma said something very interesting. He said, better awareness will create better choices, and better choices will create better results. So you find out that what changes your result is your choice, but what will alter your choice is the awareness that you get. So sometimes we go out of our course of study. Now, I'm an engineer by training, I'm a petroleum engineer by training, but why am I paying attention to healthcare and the rest? Because listen, it doesn't matter whether you read petroleum or not, health matters, and you've got to understand what is happening. So better awareness will create better choices will create better results. So tonight we are creating awareness, leading to education, and people begin to grow in that space of knowledge. As you begin to take this serious, you find out that rather than falling into the quadrant of premature death, you are playing on a higher level of wellness, which is basically what we want to look at and be sure that many people can be can experience that. Okay, a lot of persons are still saying they cannot hear, but I'm very certain it's clear. If you cannot hear, please refresh. Okay, my sound is clear. I'm looking at the monitor and it's out. All right. Now, that being said, now why is it important that we begin to consider the wellness industry? Because the market potential here is very huge. We are looking at an industry or a niche that has that is grossing over $4.5 trillion. I mean, that's a huge market. According to the Global Wellness Economy, this was for 2019. This was pre-COVID. So imagine this year right now with so much happening around the health space globally. People are looking at how to enhance their health, and trust me, this will blossom when the 2020 result comes out. So the market potential for the wellness industry as of 2019 was a $4.5 trillion global market. Now, how do you capitalize on this trend quickly? You might want to ask, how do I capitalize on this trend? Well, it's easy, and I'll take you through it. What's your solution? In my view, there are 5 key factors to consider before you join a network marketing company, perhaps any business model. Number 1 will be that the company should have a very strong infrastructure. Sometimes we've just joined things because it came online, they have one website, no infrastructure anywhere, and before you know, they are gone. They must have a large market with a growing potential. Now, I've just shown you that we have a $4.5 trillion market. Okay, what do you think will happen in 2020 and beyond? it's a growing market. Number three, they must have a very unique product within that market. There are too many copy me products, okay? Mr. Fafolo, that is not what you want to be a part of. You want a very unique market, okay? A unique product in that market space. Number four, there should be a fair and a rewarding plan. It's not an NGO. Your effort should be rewarded. And number five, there should be excellent training and support system helping you grow and understand what you are doing, such as we have right here. Well, all of this was factored in to decide with Immeri, to partner with Immeri. Immeri is an international organization that began in 2016. Immeri comes from the root word Immer. Immer is a German word that means eternity. So we now have the I that stands for international. That's why we now have Immer and I, Immeri. Now, what that simply says is that Immeri is an international company that is built to last with eternity in view. The challenge many of us have had is from time to time, we keep having lots of issues. You become a part of a project, 2, 3 months, 6 months down the line, they are gone. And you restart all over again, they are gone. Many monies are gone down the drain because these organizations were never structured to last. Immeri is built to last, and I will show you why. Well, these are the board of directors for Immeri, and most likely we call them the three wise men. We have here Mr. Tankamfu, who is in charge of the South Asia region. Okay, he's the group senior executive vice president and is the president of that region. We have Mr. Latuangan, who is the chief executive officer of Immeri and is the president of the Greater China region. And we also have here Mr. Yap Wayen, who is the group executive vice president and is the president in charge of Africa and the Middle East. Combined experience together, they have over 100 years playing in this space. Well, Immeri, like I said, began in 2016, and our footprint is already in a couple of countries. We have Immeri in China, we have Immeri in Taiwan, we have Immeri in Hong Kong, we have Immeri in the Philippines, in Brunei, in Malaysia, in Egypt, not in South Africa. It opened first in Ghana in 2018, opened April 15 last year in Nigeria. In pre-launch, we are still in pre-launch. In November last year, we opened the Egypt market. The South African market was on course, but due to Corona, we are waiting until coast is clear. South Africa, Sudan, Saudi Arabia, all of this are already on the pipeline to be launched. So you see, Immeri is taking taking its territory one after the other. Well, for the Nigerian space where we belong, this is the Immeri structure, okay, physical office and presence. This is at number 1 Chivukupe Road, Mende, Maryland. If you know Maryland in Lagos very well, just by ShopRite or Maryland Mall, you'll see this giant building here. The entire building there is Immeri. So this is not just a company coming in to rent 2-bedroom flats and they tell you they are in business. Okay, so everything about Immeri Nigeria is coming out from this building. Well, what's our core value in Immeri? We believe that sharing is rewarding, that it's more blessed to give than to receive. We believe that success breeds success because you can't really say you are a success until you have somebody that you've also helped. Then we also believe in filial piety, which means respect, love, and care for one another. And we have a very strong commitment to our product, producing products that have conscience. We mean we ourselves were able to use the product. There are people who produce things that they can't use, but they can recommend to others. There are people who sell cigarettes, but they will not want their children to smoke. There are people who sell alcohol, but will not want their family members to be a part of it. That simply means their conscience probably is dead. So for Immeri, whatsoever we put out there, we are partakers of that product. So our products are products of conscience, products made of very high quality, and as much as possible, our products, they are green. Now, what have we been able to achieve in about 3 years plus of operation of Immeri? Well, in about 3.5 years, Immeri has about over 600,000 distributors, and out of this, 38% of it is active, okay? And it's very, very, very high. The industry retainership rate is about 5 to 10%, and Immeri is doing 38%. We've done over 280 million US dollars, okay, for a company that is just beginning. And we've taken over 6,800 of our business partners to different exotic places and giving them incentive. while we have over 656. Actually, this number is more because even 2 days ago, somebody within the Nigerian space was added to the number, and all of these are not yet updated. Okay, but again, over 656 cars given within 3.5 years, and we also have 2 house recipients. I will take you through how all of this was achieved. Immeri operates 5 product brand series. We have the Immeri Care, representing our intimate care product. We have the Immeri Plus, which is our health and functional food. We have the Immeri Bell, our skin and personal care product. We also have our Immeri Home, representing our kitchenware and home. Then we have the Immeri Life for our lifestyle food and beverages. Well, for the Nigerian space today, we have these 3 products in our market, talking about Virgin, Adwell, and Vitae. Now, let me make this disclaimer as we proceed, that Immeri does not make any health claim about its product. Our product should not be confused with prescription medicine and is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. Immeri shall not be held liable for the medical claim made by customer testimonials. Okay, I just came out there shortly before I started this. I was watching CNN, where the FTC is putting out a whole lot of messages out, because there are lots of people who are making claims on product. And for most of them, this product, they can tell you the product can raise the dead. So we do not make any claim. And please, let's be professional about the claims we make about the product. Okay, so that's what I'm putting out here for you. Okay, now, again, the time in which we are in, people are a little bit concerned. People, so I have a lot of people, when they come back home, they put salt in water, they gargle the water, they drink, they use salt to bathe, they do so many things, and you ask them what they're trying to do. People are trying to boost their immunity. Okay, well, there are different ways to boost your immunity, and there are reasons based on this current occurrences or happenings around the world. Now, number 1 is to increase the number of your immune cells. How do you do that? By bringing more cells to fight against the virus or the bacteria. Because remember, you got to understand your body's cell. So if you really want to fight to build your immune, then your cells, okay, you must have cells that are ready and willing to fight against this virus or bacteria. Number 2 is to increase the activity of the immune cell. Why have police that are not equipped? So what you want to do is to give these cells the enhanced ability to fight. Otherwise, it's what we call toothless bulldog. Okay, they are there, but they cannot really bark. Number 3 is to increase blood circulation, so that when there is a crisis, they can easily be deployed. Again, why do you have a police and you have them equipped, but then they tell you that their vehicle is down when they are needed? It means they cannot reach where you are. So to boost your immunity, you must be able to increase this blood circulation and make sure they move to the site of that need. Well, the product that is helping us address that problem that I've just itemized is called Vitae. Vitae is one of Immeri's product, and it's a soy micromolecule bioactive peptide. Well, basically, peptides are food for the cell, and I will explain this. Now, a little in biology back then in school, they taught us that the cell was the smallest unit of the body. From the cell, we had the tissue. From the tissue, we had the organ. From the organ, we had the system. And from the system, we have the man. So you find out the entire man basically is protein. Check your body, your leg, your tongue, everywhere. You are seeing meat, okay, in our own raw world. Forgive my being that analogical, but that's what it is. So that your cell can be broken down to peptide, which is feeding you, okay, and making you be who you are. Now, this borders again on our cell, and we understand that the human body is made up of about 60 to 100 trillion of cells. Now, our body is a collection of large numbers of cells, and these cells constantly, they are dividing, they grow, they die, and they get replaced. So there are more than 250 million of cells dividing every second. Can you beat that? Okay, but the challenge here is that the body's function are maintained by constant cell death and regeneration. So when these cells are not functioning, then there is a problem. So what's the job of peptide? Because the building block for this cell is peptide. Now, what peptide helps us to do that we have in our Vitae it helps you to grow. Now, it helps you to grow your muscle, it helps you to grow your skin, it helps you to grow your hair. If you are deficient with peptide, okay, and you are not, it's not, the growth function is not in place, then the deficiency basically is aging, muscle loss, and wrinkle. Now, peptide also helps to regulate. If it is not regulating, okay, it has its own deficiency. But in regulating, it regulates the nutrient absorption, your immune system, the metabolism, the transportation, like I said, moving of this cell to where it's needed, your hormone, your enzyme. Peptide helps to function, to keep that function going. A deficiency in this will cause malnutrition, will cause metabolic syndrome, will lead to obesity and even low immunity. And you know, when there is low immunity, that is disease. Peptide also helps in repair. Talking about detoxification, peptide helps with the natural cell death, because like we said, the cells are dying and they are being replaced. But when some cells are supposed to exit, they don't exit, it can cause problem. That's the deficiency you see there, cancer, what we might want to call cell mutation. All right, what are the 4 major functions of taking Immeri's Vitide? Number 1, it helps to vitalize your body, it helps to restore, it helps to promote, and it also helps to inhibit those bacteria or viruses trying to attack you. Now, the challenge of acquiring peptide from food, because I hear somebody saying, if not so, I will just probably eat food and I'll get peptide. Okay, but this is the challenge here. Protein needs to be broken down. And for some of us, as you grow, your digestion system is slowing down. And as long as you cannot break down this food effectively, you cannot get that peptide. Number 2 is poor absorption. For some of us, you even eat what you ate in the morning, you are still feeling heavy at night because the food, that nutrient has not even been absorbed. How will you get the peptide out of it? Number 3 is lack of essential amino acid. All of these are very, very essential if you truly need your body's metabolism to be effective. Now, there's a research that has been done on the properties of bioactive peptide, which is gotten from soybeans, which is what Immeri used. Number 1 here is that you see the benefit. It helps for hypercholesterol, it helps for antioxidant, anti-aging, hypotension, anti-cancer, anti-inflammation, adipogenesis, and even anti-fatigue, because you get to see some people getting tired and fatigued quickly. So with regards to Vitide and immunity, with the time in which we are, it helps to increase the production of your immune cell. Okay, it helps to also promote the natural killer cell activity and cytokine regulation. Like I said, it's arming them with the ability to kill the virus and the bacteria. Number 3, it increases the body's metabolism and now enhance the blood circulation so that the cell will arrive at the site of deficiency and fix that issue. Number 4 is powerful antioxidant. Now, what are the benefits of taking Vitide? Number 1, it promotes the cell. Number 2, it slows down aging. Number 3, it prevents cancer. Number 4, it regulates blood pressure. Number 5, it restores the skin, muscle, and elasticity. Number 6, it strengthens the muscle. Number 7, it eliminates fatigue. There are people who wake up in the morning. It's not even yet 8 a.m. in the morning. You are so tired as if you fought in your dream. Okay, you need Vitide. Number 8, it increases immunity. Number 9, it helps in weight loss because your body metabolism is functioning effectively and it helps to regulate body fat. So we have looked at the problem and we have given you the unique product addressing that, which is Vitide. Now let's look at our digestive system and immunity, because I know we like food, we like to eat. But what's the correlation between our digestive system and our immunity? Number 1, understand that around 70% of our immune system dwell in our digestive tract in the form of gut, okay, associated lymphoid tissue. Now, you must understand our immune system, which is designed to control this microbe, is in essence also controlled by the friendly bacteria. This bacteria provides essential nutrients to defend against pathogen, breaking down indigestible substances, and even contribute to the development of the gut structure. Now, we also have that an imbalance in the composition of the bacteria upsets the relationship between the gut and the immune system. This alters the immune processes, which in turn triggers several anti-inflammatory disorders, such as inflammatory bowel diseases. Now, there's a research from the Johns Hopkins University researcher that there is a lot of data right now on this relationship between the changes in our microbial community and different diseases. I wanted to take a look at this short clip that probably might throw more light on your digestive system. What's in your gut? Take a listen.
Today's show is all about what's in your gut, but this time I'm not talking about your intuition. Now, if you wash your hands, if you take a multivitamin, you get enough sleep, then why are you still getting sick? Well, it might be because you're missing the secret weapon in your gut that could protect you from ever getting sick again. They are the body's many chemical reactors, powerful protein molecules manufactured in our cells that make sure our bodies function correctly. They're enzymes, and you can't live without them. Especially important, the enzymes in your gut that break down your food and aid in digestion. New research shows these enzymes in your belly, they play a role in boosting your immune system, and higher enzyme levels can contribute to better health. But active enzyme production isn't a guarantee. Factors like lifestyle, stress, and aging can actually lower enzyme levels, making you feel sick. Could low enzyme levels be the secret reason you're feeling sick and tired? Joining me is Dr. Robin Shakti, Director of the Digestive Center for Women in Washington, D.C. And there's new research on enzymes and their life-saving effects on the immune system. These are truly groundbreaking studies. Explain to everybody why these enzymes are so critically important for our immune system.
The enzymes are what break the food down into the nutrients. So when you eat something, it's actually not in your body, it's in your gut. It's in this hollow tube that runs the length of your body. The enzymes break the food down into the nutrients that then can be absorbed through the lining of the gut and get to all the different cells in your body and keep your immune system healthy. In fact, 70% of your immune system is actually located in your digestive tract.
70%. You know, we talk a lot about bacteria in the gut. So how do you make peace with the bacteria discussions versus the enzyme discussion? How are they related?
They work hand in hand. The enzymes break the food down into the nutrients, and the bacteria keep the lining of the gut healthy so that the nutrients can be absorbed.
And how do you know if you've got a problem with enzymes? Because I bet most folks haven't thought about the enzymes in their gut.
You know, enzyme deficiencies are very, very common. One of the commonest is lactose insufficiency or lactose intolerance. When you eat dairy products, if you're lactose intolerant, you get gas, you get bloating, you get cramping, you get diarrhea. So that's an example.
Let me show you exactly how this works in the body. And I get lactose intolerance is a great example, but there are lots of other enzymes in the body. We don't think about them. You don't pay attention to them. And what I love to do is walk you through how your digestive system, which is this whole system is pretty complex, but it comes down to two fundamental realities. When your digestive system is functioning normally with healthy enzymes, as the food, this cotton candy is the food, moves through the intestinal system, from your mouth, through your throat, into your stomach, into the intestines, guess what happens? Digestive enzymes come in, they look like this. These digestive enzymes literally pour over the food, and as they do that, they dissolve the food, and they dissolve the food, guess what happens? You get lots of nutrients into your body. This is what your body wants. All these green representative images are all about enzymes, and you know what? You get rid of the bad stuff. You expel it so you don't get sick. This is how it's supposed to work.
Okay, guy, that is how it's supposed to work, by having your enzyme working in your gut. I hope you got the value out of that short clip. Now, when the enzyme, when the food is not digesting, then basically something is missing. It means you have a lack of enzyme. A lack of enzyme will lead to indigestion. The indigestion will lead to bacteria being produced, and you have toxins in your gut, and this will lead to constipation. So we now have that mucoid plaque, what she was talking about, those linings in your intestine, and this can also lead to auto-intoxication and probably lead to what we call weak immunity and probably, God forbid, diseases that might lead to death. So these are very important that you take note. What are the signs of imbalanced microbial in the gut? Constipation is one of it, bloating and heartburn, okay? We have skin rashes and allergy, we have chronic fatigue, then we have irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel diseases, and so on. Now, I have itemized all this problem. The question is, what is the solution? Adwell is the solution. Immeri's Adwell is actually called addition to wellness. Okay, it's a plant-based enzyme, and we understand that Adwell is a plant-based natural supplement that combines both fruit and grain essences, which are rich in protein, carbohydrate, fibers, vitamins, and mineral. Now, there are major ingredients in this, but we have papaya. I mean, in our clan, we call it pawpaw. But unknown to us that papaya contains proteins, which is papain, and this effectively breaks down the protein into peptide. Again, we are coming back to peptide and amino acids for the body's absorption. It contains pineapple. Pineapple contains enzyme that dissolves the fibrin and blood clot that blocks the blood vessel. Some of us might not have known this. Like I said, it's about creating awareness. Better awareness will create better choices. Better choices will create better results. Okay, now you are getting to know these things. You know that these fruits or these things that are being put in the Adwell, these are the roles they play. It has this unique feature of being anti-inflammatory, anti-swelling, antibacterial, and inhibits toxin secretion. It can significantly inhibit the proliferation of cervical cancer also. Now, probiotic is also added to Adwell, and this helps to promote the growth of beneficial bacteria, okay, such as the Bifidobacterium and the Lactobacillus, and effectively inhibits the proliferation of the harmful bacteria. So you see the benefit, such as balancing the external bacteria, regulating the internal intestinal pH, relieving constipation, promoting mineral absorption, lowering fat and cholesterol. We have it regulating blood sugar, even the immune, improving the immune system. So it's very important that you take this. It helps. It has this enhanced anti-inflammatory effect. So for some of us having those swelling, basically inflammation is a body, it's trying to send you a message that something is wrong. It's a reaction to stimulation. So when the body is in contact with bacteria or viruses, we see that immune cells will fight against them, which lead sometimes to heat, redness, swelling, pain, which you might call inflammation. Now, Adwell also contains two smart patented technology, which is the bioenzymes and smart, okay? And basically this helps to eliminate most anti-nutritional factor in the plants via the natural method, talking about the bioenzymes, and it also helps for you to get the overall value out of what you are eating, okay? That's what the bioenzymes does. But we also have the smart technology, and this helps to micronize the nutrient while optimizing the value of what you are taking in, enhancing absorption, efficacy, taste, and the texture. There are some persons that if they eat soup, you cannot eat the soup because of the salt, because it never tastes. Something is wrong. Take Adwell, you find out your taste bud will change. You begin to taste those things easily. The food taste comes alive because your system begins to function. I'm seeing the questions dropping. We'll refer to those questions as we go. Now, what are the enzymes in Adwell? Well, we have lipase, okay, in Adwell, and the job of the lipase is basically to digest fat. I mean, there is an increase of cholesterol right now. A lot of people, your fish, your meat, we eat a lot of fried things, okay, in Nigeria. So you are building up cholesterol. It has contains proteases, and protease, okay, amylase here. Amylase helps to digest carbohydrate. Again, Africa, Nigeria, your Emma, your yam, your carbohydrate, your starch, your banga, everything. We eat a whole lot of carbohydrate. There are some of us, especially African men, we want what our hand can handle, okay? 6 to 6, akpu. Now, when you finish eating, your stomach just get boom, just swollen, it's not digesting. It is amylase that helps to digest your carbohydrate. It contains proteins, which helps to digest your protein also. And you know, for some of us who are aging, they begin to tell you reduce your protein. Because like I said, it's not about what you eat, it's about the digestion. But if you have an enzyme that is helping to digest it very fast, then that becomes a bonus. It contains fibrinolytic enzyme. Okay, we talked about the pineapple, which contains the bromelain. Okay, that's from pineapple. Even the papain from pawpaw, that's papaya. all of this helps with the fibrinolytic enzyme, the clotting. And we have antioxidant here in our Adwell. Okay, quickly, before we talk about the benefit of Adwell, I had personally intended to do something in 1 minute. Let me turn on my video if you can see me, okay? If you can see me, let me turn on my video. Now, I'd wanted to demonstrate. Normally, we just run this. I think, let me just stop sharing so that you will see this, and I'll return back to the screen. Now, if you can see me, this is a glass of water, okay? Again, 70% of our body is made up of water, okay? Right, I mean, you just have water in your system. Now, we eat our food, and they don't digest different things. Well, we've just mentioned some enzymes there that helps us, that are in Adwell. One of it was lipase, and we said lipase helps in breaking down fat and oil. Now, in school, they taught us that one of the classes of food was fat and oil. But again, now we are growing up and they are telling us oil is not good, fat is not good. Well, the body needs oil, the body needs cholesterol, but the body needs good oil and good cholesterol. The challenge is daily we fry a whole lot of our content, and all of this oil gets into our system and they line it. So this is water. What I just want to do is to pour in as an example, okay, just warm water, whatever it is, and you put in oil. Now, as you know, oil does not dissolve in water. Okay, we have a couple of, I mean, that should be enough. If you can see that, okay, just give me a sec. Now, this is our sachet of Adwell, okay, Advil, okay. It contains lipase. For today, I just want to showcase the effect of lipase on bringing down the oil. Blank screen. Is everybody seeing a blank screen? Please let me get your feedback. Somebody's seeing a blank screen. Let me be sure. Can you see me? I need a chat. Please respond if you are. Somebody said, Princess said she's seeing a blank screen. I hope they have not taken light where you are, but please, can you see me? Let's have that. Okay. Yeah. Chiako, thank you. You can see me. Yeah, we can see you. So, Princess, reboot. Okay, go back to factory setting. Okay. So this is our sachet. This is our sachet of Adwell is powdered form. Now, all I need to do is I cut it off. Okay. Let me still carry on so that it doesn't look as if I put in something different. Now, this is our oil. Okay. Our glass of water having oil. The oil is floating at the top. So all we needed to do is just sprinkle this Adwell on the top of the oil. Now, basically, you're supposed to put this in water and drink. So when you drink it, it goes into your body and begins to work. But let me show you, hey, it's already working. See, it's not even taking 1 minute. Guys, are you seeing something? Are you seeing something? What you see here is the cholesterol. It's breaking down the bad oil, cholesterol out of the oil and making it sink. Oil does not sink. Oil does not sink. When it goes down, then this is what we call enzymic activity by lipase, breaking down those oils. So whether you go to eat ishewu, you go to eat all those cow leg with oily and everything you are enjoying, not knowing that you are clogging your arteries. All you needed to have solved your problem was just one sachet of Adwell so that it goes and remove all those cholesterol. Now you excrete them, you do all those things. I needed to make this because every time we talk about this enzyme, people don't know how effective and how powerful it is. You can try this at home, it will work. If there is cholesterol in that oil, it will break it down. And for information, it didn't take up to 1 minute. It was already in effect, okay? Okay, guys, we have a lot to catch up. I just needed to share that. So let me go back to our screen. Can you see my screen so that I can go on? Can you see my screen? Am I back on screen? If you can see it, type in a yes. If you can see it, type in a yes. Let me be sure. Okay, thank you. Biodo can see me. Teresa, oh, thank you. Adenike, thank you very much. Nuru, yeah, Kufrebasi, yeah, you can see me. Okay, good. So with all of this, let's look at the benefit of Adwell. Number one, it improves intestinal health, because if this oil that I just showed you was in your intestine, what do you think will happen? It clears it out, and now your system is free. Let me take out my camera so that you can focus on this. All right. So it improves intestinal health. It also helps with the anti-inflammation. Like we said, inflammation is a reaction, okay? So, but once it comes up, Adwell helps in reducing those anti-inflammation. It prevents blood clots. Remember that the pineapple contains those, it helps that fibrinolytic enzyme that helps to free your system from clotting. It prevents cancer. Okay, it also helps to increase metabolism and also help in weight loss. Okay, guys, so we have seen the second problem, and you have seen how our product Adwell solves this problem. Number three, we have a major problem here, and this problem is global, but we want to look at Africa. Africa is the second largest continent in the world and the second most populous continent in the world. That's talking about 1.32 billion people in population. The number is high. I have the current statistics, but maybe we'll edit this some other time. Now, when we look at Nigeria, where we are playing, we have over 202 million people in Nigeria. And of this number, we have over 99 million of them, representing about 49.4 million. They are female. Now, of this number, over 14.1 million, which is 14.2% of the women in Nigeria, they are infected with bacterial vaginosis. Now, they may not know the name, okay, but when I reel out the symptoms, you will know what they have. This is caused by the imbalance between the good and bad bacteria in the vagina, which causes foul smelling discharges, vaginal itching, gray, white, or greenish discharges. Now, this is a picture of the female reproductive system. This zone is very important because it houses the ovary, and you know the ovary produces the egg. It also houses the uterus, because the uterus is where the baby, when the baby is formed, is kept. There is only one doorway to the ovary or to the uterus, and that is the vagina. Once there is a breach to the vagina, pathogens, bacteria, they latch on this, because again, the female intimate part is very close to the anus. How they even clean themselves can get them infection. Their lifestyle and different other things, we might not have time to go into all of that, has a way of penetrating through or bridging the security of the vagina, and before you know, these things go in. Now, this is a cross-section of the female reproductive system, which is the vagina, okay? This is a cross system. Now, it contains the vaginal epithelial cell, superficial squamous flat cell, and even the vaginal mucus. Now, what you see here now is the lactobacillus, which is the beneficial bacteria. So in those days, when you hear bacteria, you think everything bacteria is bad. No, we have the lactobacillus, it's a good bacteria for the intimate part. It also has the what we call organic acid. The organic acid helps to regulate the pH of the vagina. A healthy pH, okay, for the female intimate parts is between 3.5 to 4.4. It contains the antibacterial peptides, and it also contains the bacteriocins. Now, once there is a pathogen coming in, this is a healthy reproductive system. What happens is that they go into effect. Like I said, what happens is taken care of. This is because the vagina is healthy. Once it is not healthy, you can see them beating the security system. Like people, they say there is no interstate, and I see here people arriving Abuja, arriving Enugu, arriving in Bise, where una pass. Because the security that is supposed to be on the road, they collect a gunje. So once you have those kind of security around your private as a lady, trust me, they will collect a gunje and they will go into areas where they will proliferate the infection. So once this goes in, you are seeing things like deep infection, pelvic inflammatory diseases, and there is an increase in fertility in the land today. Many of it is not demonic. Some of them are infections that were not, you didn't pay attention to. So you now have what we call the compound effect sets in, and people are having infertility issues. There is cervical erosion. The wall of the vagina is thinning out and is eroding. there is dry and sexual pain. Partners can't meet again because every time there's a penetration, either the lady is having a tear, that's why she's screaming, there is that dryness, pain, and they just have this dislike for intimacy. For some others, rather than, yes, you meet your partner, it's supposed to end in pleasure, but because of the odor, the foul fishy smell, the soccer way that is coming out, it changes the mood. Okay, it's odor, the secretion. You don't. It's not that you wanted it, but now, hey, the guy is thinking, what's happening here? Now, this can even cause you to become susceptible to sexual transmitted infection, leading to things like allergy or neonatal infection, where the baby is coming out from the vaginal tract and the baby is picking up some of this infection. We have fetus underweight, we have abortion or premature abortion, which for some of us we call miscarriages. It can also even lead to women cancer. Now, have you seen that these issues are prevalent in our society, but how many ladies are talking about it? Because it's a private part. It's a private thing. You didn't buy shares, so it's not a public offer. Nobody is talking about it. They are dying in silence. They are trying to find how to make and to solve this, but they don't want to share with others. This is the problem we are trying to solve with our flagship product, Virgin. So you see, I state the problem and I show you how our product is addressing that concern. Virgin is an intimate gel that addresses this. And these are the active ingredients for those who are medical experts, because one of the questions people say, how come this is happening? What is the active ingredients? Open your ears. This is the active ingredient. Well, it contains antibacterial and immune peptides. It contains organic acids, like I said, that helps to reset the pH level to between 3.5 to 4.4. Ask any lady, do you know the pH level of your vagina? It looks like an embarrassment, but you are the one carrying it, you don't even know. So how do you know what is wrong with you? It contains seaweed extract that also help to inhibit some of those pathogens. It contains hyaluronic acid that softens the vagina. So for those that are having those dryness, those pain, and all those things, the hyaluronic acid helps to moisturize the vagina and softens it. It contains polysaccharide that helps to feed the good bacteria, which is the lactobacillus, and that now overcomes the pathogens and get them out. Then it contains vitamin E that helps, especially for ladies who are already entering menopause, okay, and post-menopause. You are having your mood swing. Today you are up, your swing is up. Tomorrow your swing is down. Hormonal imbalances. Vitamin E helps to to address that. Then it contains 100% essential natural oil, okay, which again gives you that soothing effect for ladies who get to use this. Well, so we have all of this as the active ingredient. Now, this is an infected vagina. Now, once you introduce Virgin, it's a gel, into the space, within 10 minutes, it goes into action. Number one, it begins to enhance the beneficial bacteria. So you see the lactobacillus all returning. The antipathogen, talking about the antibacterial peptide and the bacteriocins, are also restored. Now they go into effect, and what do you see? They take care of those miscreants that have found their way into your system and trying to build castles. The acidic environment is also restored, because again, how do you take mosquitoes out of your house? Just change the atmosphere. Use your Raid, your Bagel, whatever you use. It's just a change of the environment and they are gone. Once the acidic environment is restored, they are also disarmed. Then the tissues begin to get repaired, all those tears for ladies that have had all those atrophied vaginas and the rest, this helps. Then immune recovery by the TLK receptor that senses when these things are coming in, and everything is restored. So what's the benefit of Virgin quickly? Virgin enhances friendly bacteria, inhibits the bad bacteria. It has this self-cleaning and defensive mechanism. It reduces the infection. Virgin moisturizes the vagina. So if you are a lady here and you are having that pain, okay, you need to use KY jelly and different kind of jelly, Vaseline. You do not need those, because naturally you will be moisturized, okay? And for ladies, again, like I said, due to high sexual event, or due to childbirth, and you now have what we call atrophied vagina. I mean, the vagina is loose. It's just like Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Well, you can tighten it. With Vagin, it gets tightened. How? Because now it's repairing the cell. The cells are coming back. It's nourishing the ovary. It's in nourishing the ovaries. You will hear and read testimonies of ladies who were trusting God, becoming expectant mothers. Okay, we do not make claim of that. Otherwise, we would just create one signboard. Come unto me, all ye that want children, I will give you one. Well, we do not make claim, but once the ovaries are restored, your female system is restored, your chances are higher. So it restores the elasticity of the vagina. And it improves the sex life of the users. Now, like it's all, we have this saying that vagina is made for women, but it is loved by men. It has this refreshing aroma, and it helps to secrete pheromone so that the libido is also increased. What are the feedbacks that we have using our Vagin? Over 90% of the users agree that it is an excellent malodor eliminating effect, reduces infection, excellent anti-itching, it relieves redness and pain. Over 95% of the users agree that Vagin is highly moisturizing, vaginal tightening, and it improves the quality of sexual intercourse. Now, before I get out of this, let's just take a look at some very real testimonies that people have sent unsolicited because of the effect. Somebody sent this in. He said, it's my cousin. She didn't see her period for 7 months until someone introduced her to Immeri. She attended the seminar, she signed up, and she got herself 4 packs of Vagin. She started using a tube daily consistently. In less than 2 weeks, she woke up and saw her bedsheet stained with so much blood and blood clots. She just couldn't hide her excitement. Now she carried Immeri for her head. Somebody said, this is my testimony. I had this unpleasant smell before I used the product, but now it's gone completely. I also used to have lots of blood clots during my menses, but after I used Vagin, now I have a very smooth menses. And she added, with no pain at all. So ladies, pain can be taken care of. Well, we have this other testimony coming in. She said, I had a surgery for atopic 2 years ago. Since then, I've had some very bad odor, mostly from my monthly flow. I've used several antibiotics, but I still persisted. But I used Vagin 2 months ago, and the story has changed. A colleague at work had same issues for CS, and I introduced it to her. She confirmed that she no longer has the odor. Guys, Vagin is not a racist. If it works for one, it can work for another. Okay, so we have another testimony here coming in from somebody in Jos. He said, good morning, sir. I was telling Joe my experience because he gave me one to use. It was just a tube. He said, I've been having abnormal menstruation. My flow is normally 3 to 4 days, but I started my period on Friday. Until now, I've been flowing, and it comes out very little. So I used this stuff this morning, and I just had my bath 3 minutes ago, and I think clotted blood just fell off, and I was very scared. I snapped it. Well, the next picture you see is what came out from my private. Guys, is that not scary? If you are a lady and this dropped, you might think it's voodoo. Okay, now this can lead to tumor, it can lead to cancer, it could lead to fibroid, it could be whatever it is, but just 3 minutes and you can see the result. That's how potent Vagin is. Well, somebody has another interesting testimony. He said, it's even impossible to enter. We're talking about tightness. He said, he's been licking me all day. No discharge, no after sex sense. Charlie, this Vagin is crazy. There are lots and lots and lots we could share here, but we do not have enough time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all the 3 products I've just discussed with you, they are all NAFDAC approved. Okay, they are all NAFDAC approved. All NAFDAC approved. If you are in Ghana, they are cleared also by the FDA. So this is the certificate for each of them: the Adwell, the Vitide, and the Vagin. Now, somebody's asking, this sounds interesting. So how do I get them? How do I become a part? Well, there are 3 doorways into to accessing this product in Immeri. You can get them through the classic program, the agency program, and the wholesale program. Well, the classic program, these are the packages in Naira, okay? We have the classic program pack, which is 59,200, 59,200. Take note of it, 59,200. It gives you one business account, and you enjoy getting the product if you choose to reorder at the member's price for the rest of your life. If you do the agency, which is what I will recommend, if you can do that, okay? If you can stretch yourself and you know you can go for the agency, I beg you, go for it. It's 295,930. Yes, you get product worth 295,930. You get one business account, but whenever you come to repurchase the product, you are going to enjoy a 30% lifetime discount, okay, from what the classic member got. So whatever the classic member got the product at, you will get a 30% lesser. Now, if you see the need, you have an NGO, you have government functionaries, maybe a governor's wife who wants to empower some women or take care of some health programs and things like that, you can go for the wholesale. The wholesale ranges from 739,825. However, you do not get product worth 739. You get product worth 946,000. So actually, there's over 200,000 naira extra product given to you. We call that a rebate. You get one business account. Now you get to enjoy your reorders 50% for the rest of your life. Whether you bring somebody or not is tied to that registration. Now you can build this up to tier 4. For example, somebody in tier 4, you are registering with about almost 3 million naira, and you are getting product double that amount. So you are getting product worth 6 million. That's value. Now you enjoy 4 business account, which is agency account, and you also get to enjoy 50% discount for the rest of your life. This is very, very valuable. So from the classic to the wholesale, pick the one that truly suits you or the one you see the need for. Now, as I'm calling out the money, somebody is saying, now, wow, now money in the call like this, where I want thief the money, those are words that make you poor. You are thinking, where I won't carry that kind of money for this person regime. Well, some other person will look at it and say, no, my brother, I can't afford it. That is the paradigm of losers. I can't afford it. Why don't you twist it and say, how can I afford it? Now you are asking a question, not making a statement. I can't afford it is a statement of finality. Closing your chapter. How can I afford it? Now you are asking questions for possibilities to pop out. Some other person say, what if I lose? I do this one, no work. I do MM, no work. What if I lose? Guy, what if you succeed? Somebody says it's not possible. Well, impossibilities for the untried. Somebody said, you know what? I do not have time. I'm so busy. Well, I've just shown you people, baby boomers, who have worked 1946 to 1964, retiring right now. Do you envy their retirement? They were as busy as you. Make sure what you are busy about right now can create a different tomorrow for you. Don't just get too busy, but be busy about your dream. Imagine what money is holding all of us back from. Every single day you are getting text messages of people making requests of you. Somebody wants to help a child. Somebody has not eaten. Somebody needs house rent. Somebody needs school fees. Every single day we are bombarded with text messages. Well, praise be to God that we are not the one asking. But that could have been us. But the challenge is not that they are asking. The challenge is that we are limited to what we can help with. Somebody rightly said, he said, love is denied expression by poverty. Are dear friends reaching out to you right now that you cannot help? Why? You've exhausted yourself. Then you've got to listen to me. How can we expand ourselves? Practically, yesterday I had needs, today I had people. Practically every single day, messages for help. So it's not about you. It's about the good that you can do to reach out to others. Because money is a defense. Imagine this man thumb, chain, his hand, chain, everything changed. Some people, this is their story. This is their picture. Well, there is a book I read. It's in my shelf. Maybe next time I'll show you. It's called Caught Between a Dream and a Job, written by Delatoro McNeil II. Very interesting book. I grew up pursuing dreams, having dreams. Now, for some of us, today is a wet day in Lagos. I don't know where you are listening to this from, but I remember as a child, once a wet day like this, we go to look for, once after the rain, we run out, get sand, and we begin to build sand castle. My father lived in one room. I didn't say room and parlor, one room. But when we come out, we don't build castles based on where we are living. It was just an innate dream looking for expression. We create cars with cartons and huge cars like Hummer Jeep, Land Rover. We are not doing things like Keke. It was dream. We had dreams to travel at the world, to marry Princess Diana. We had lofty dream. But the question today, are you pursuing your dream? Are you after a job just to survive? What's the need of having a living wage that is not giving you a living? Well, according to Delatoro McNeil II, these are the stats. 87% of people dislike their job, but they are there every day. 33% hate their job, they still show up every day. 25% say their job is their number one stress factor. And if you live in Lagos, nobody needs to advise you. the stress is much. With the rain, the traffic is doubling. 41% live paycheck to paycheck. Have you noticed that the cost of transportation has increased? Groceries, everything is on the rise as your salary increase. It wasn't taking you home before. I don't know where it will stop you right now. 43% have been overworked. You are happy you are not laid off, but you are doing the job of those that were laid off without an increase. 50% feel they are underpaid. Obviously, you are. You should know that. 70% feel no motivation, which is why everybody looks forward to tomorrow, where you begin to see on their timeline, thank God, it's Friday. If that relates to you, then pay attention to what we are going to say. Because if all you have is one source of income, it is risky. Addressing that is introducing you to a revolutionary wealth-building opportunity, which is the Immeri opportunity. I've taken time to lay the foundation with the product so that you understand, because the product is the heart of our business. It's not a pyramid, it's not a Ponzi. There is value attached to it. I've shown you testimonies. Whether those people brought somebody or not, they got value. I showed you a picture of cholesterol dropping. It wasn't dropping because you brought somebody. That was a standalone value. However, Immeri says you could do 30 to 50% discount because there are 3 people that join us. Somebody joins us to use the product. Somebody else joins us to retail the product. You can earn 30 to 50% discount retailing the product. Example here is our Virgin, our flagship product. You sign up with 295,930, you get 20 boxes of Virgin. You could choose to mix them, okay? But in this case study, this is just Virgin. You are going to get 20 boxes. The cost price per box is about 14,700. The retail price is about 20,000 naira. When you finish selling 20 boxes, you would have sold about 402,000 naira. Subtract your capital out of it. You have at least an extra 100,000 naira to play with. Guys, an extra 100,000 naira, you could help some people. I went out on Sunday with my wife to just go help, just share a few things that God had blessed us with. And somebody would just call you, said, how did you know my rice finished yesterday? The prayers kept coming even at night. And I said to my wife, what does it take to do this every month? If you have an extra 100K, probably you can buy 3 bags of rice and just share to some persons and get a prayer cover. Or for you, because I want to believe you are okay. I want to believe you are okay. So this is not for you. 100,000 naira, it don't make sense for you. But guys, there is somebody that all the person needed from you was 5,000. Can you give that person from this 106,000? Immeri says if you choose to repurchase, 30% comes into place. Now, you get 28 boxes rather than 20 because the cost price just dropped to about 10,000 naira. Retail price is still the same. When you finish selling, you're actually making a sale of about 563,000 naira. Subtract your capital, you are doing over 250,000. Guys, 250,000 plus. Does that make sense to you in a month? If this is coming to your bottom line, just retailing, you are not selling a supermarket. Don't think everybody selling supermarket that is making money. For some of us who have opened stores for our spouses, for our wives, at the end of the month, they didn't make 200,000 naira. It was and the shop full. But imagine you are just selling 28 products. You don't need a shop. Your boot, your nylon, house to house. Somebody whose problem has been solved will refer others to you. 28 boxes and you have 250,000 naira in your account. Does that make sense? Because sometimes the challenge for us is our ego. The bigger your ego, the smaller your paycheck. You want a name without a corresponding bank account. So you have the title, but you deny the power thereof. Guy, listen to me. 250,000 naira if you choose to repurchase. So imagine that you're earning this every month. Well, somebody says, Virgin is not my thing. I want to do Vita. I like that ad well that you just showed. It means my cholesterol can drop. Yes, it can drop. There are many high executive people who need this product. There are many people on the golf club or the polo club, pregnant men association. You have access to them. Listen, you could make money from this. Agency, 6 boxes. Vita or Adwell. Cost price about 47. Retail price about 68. You finish selling 411,000. Subtract your capital, you are doing over 116,000 naira. Even if it's 100K in a month, does that still make sense? The same thing. What if you choose to repurchase? 30% comes into it. 8 boxes of Vita or Adwell. Cost price drops to 33. Retail is 68. You finish selling, you've made a sale of about 549,000. You subtract your capital, you still have over 250,000. Does this make sense? Selling 8 products without renting a shop? Guys, This is important we understand. And mind you, everything everything we have just mentioned here has nothing with you bringing anybody on this board to join us. It's about retailing to your circle of influence and the people that have need of the product. Okay, now for people who see a need, because somebody says to me, all I just want is to use the product. Your seminar is over. I've showed you the product. Somebody says, I just want to retail it. Well, I just finished your session. This session is for people that want to build a business out of this. Now, there are 11 bonus categories, excluding the retail I just showed you. Otherwise, it will be 12. That Immeri rewards you. Now, it starts with a sponsor bonus, meaning you will sponsor somebody. Somebody, I don't want to talk to anybody. The seminar is over for you. But I want to make the money. You will sponsor somebody. You go put somebody for me. Oh, this is not your seminar. When another person presents, you go and join when they will tell you what you want to hear. This is GSM, Solomon James speaking. I tell the truth so that you understand what we are putting out. Sponsor bonus, team bonus, elite bonus, promotion bonus, leadership bonus, director development bonus, same rank bonus, repurchase, travel incentive, car reward, even a house reward with no monthly maintenance. There are organizations that tell you every single month you must buy product, you must do auto ship. That does not exist in Immeri. No balancing of leg. Some of you that got the message. No balancing of leg, no K leg, no Y leg. You are complete in him. It begins with a sponsor bonus. What's a sponsor bonus? Where you get to share with your friend. You go out and you talk to somebody. The person joins, whether it's a classic or agency, you earn 5% for what the person came in with. The person gets to share with his own circle of influence. You don't even know who that person is, but again, you also get to earn 5%. Well, that makes sense. That I spoke to you, or you spoke to me and I go to share with my friend, you're still earning from what my friends are doing without even knowing them. Would that have happened at your job? Somebody gets to join with the wholesale. You don't need to be a pastor to collect the tithe. It's 10%. Whether you believe in tithe or not, 10% is paid to you. Welcome to the ministry. You get to share with the second generation. That's 5% from what the person joining. You get to share with the third generation. The person gets to share with the third generation, 5%. You didn't get to bring it. This is sponsors bonus. Now, Immeri operates on what we call the Immeri Synergistic Board Breaking Plan. And I like to encourage you to go pick up the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Start from chapter 6, if you may, and read up about synergies. The highest form of life. Can two work together unless they agree? How come somebody must die for you to rise? How come somebody's business must crash for your own to sell? Can we create a win-win scenario here? That's the Immeri Synergistic Board Breaking System. How do you grow? Every living thing grows, including in Immeri. So you join either from the classic board, but what I'm showing you here is from the agency. So as an associate, you become an elite associate. From an elite associate, you move to become an executive. From an executive, you become an elite executive. You become a manager. You become an elite manager. Now you become a director. We have 1-star, 2-star, 3-star director. Now you also become an ambassador, Sapphire ambassador, Emerald ambassador. Perhaps if you give it your shot and you work at it, you hit diamond. How soon can I get to the top? How soon do they promote you at your place of work? For some of you, you need to wait 3 years. But you see, it's up to you. You determine your promotion. You determine how fast you want to go with Immeri. Let me show you the board dynamics in 3 easy steps, because I have my boss on this and I'm so excited seeing him, and he will be sharing something. I mean, he always motivates me, so I'm excited seeing my boss. Well, let's look at the board dynamics, and I will get people who have been there to share with you. 3 easy steps. Step 1, when you join, you get on a board where everyone is working together, recruiting until the board gets full. You hear the word everyone. This is an example of an Immeri's board, synergistic board. It's a board of 15 people, but the top 7 is already pre-filled. So you don't join a board where you see 15 empty space. There are 7 people on every board at the top. So it means there are only 8 slots. Check your phone, you have 100 names, and we say there are 8 slots. So what does that mean? In this case, you have the elite on the board. The elite is somebody you might liken to the Igwe, the king, the Senate president, the leader. You cannot impeach this one. Once you are the elite, you are promoted to the next rank. So we have GSM, Akin, Adam, Musa, Obi, and Ali all on top of the board. Now, GSM sees an opportunity, probably runs a webinar like this. Few friends jump in, and when we are done, they said, look, I like what I see. I want to join. And 4 of my friends come on board. We have Yemi, we have you, we have Chika, and we have Ade. on this board. Musa looks at the board and says, Wallahi, I know somebody in Kano, and calls up a friend, and the friend takes a look, and Adam joined. So GSM has 4 qualifications, you have 1 qualification. But you see, filling the board is not that because you must be at the top to fill it. Anybody has a go at it. You look at the board, it's remaining 3 slots, and you say, you know what? I get 3 of my friends to this webinar. After we are done, they said, sign me up now. I like what I'm saying. If you're Ndidianola, fills the board. Now, once the last person comes, step 1 is filled. We move to step 2. What is step 2? The system says, who are the 2 people with the highest number of recruits or qualification on the board? They become the elite, whether they are at the top or at the bottom. So take a look. GSM has 4. Musa has 1. You have 3. The rest are still sleeping on the bicycle. Who are the 2 highest people with the highest number of qualification? Basically, if your math is correct, it's GSM and you. Now, immediately Ola comes, 2 things will happen. The board will break into 2. GSM will go head 1 board. Ola, you will go head the 2nd board. This is step 2. Step 3 on this board, as an elite, when a new member drops on your board, when your board gets full, okay, like in the case where Ola came in at the last person, you will rank advance automatically to the next rank. In most organizations, you pay to be promoted. Immeri pays you and they promote you. In this case, you are the elite on the board. You have Aki, Obi, Yemi, Ade, Fion, and Ola on this board. Once number 1 to 7 comes in, is remaining 1 person. Once the last person comes in, you see the color is gold. We call it a golden handshake because this person will move you to the next round. Doesn't matter the board where you are. So the magic number here is a minimum of 3 because all we needed was 8. If you do 4, somebody else does 4, the board is over. If you do 4, somebody else does 3, it's remaining 1 person, the board is over. If you do 3, somebody else does 3. But remember, 3 is the minimum. Because you could get 3 people who just want to use the product. You will still qualify as 3, but they are not business movers. So the minimum is 3 leaders and you secure your elite. Now, once the last person comes, you are promoted to the next round. Now, how are you paid on the board? Let's talk about money here, guys. On this board, we have the elite, we have Julie having 1 qualification, we have Daniel having 2 qualifications. So how does Immeri pay? Immeri said for you being the elite, instantly you become an elite, you are paid 57,960. And guys, let me say this, that Immeri pays real time. It happens instantly. There are people that say, oh, they have paid us on Monday, Green Monday. Congratulations. Some people say, hey, did you get a lot? It's Thursday. It's Thursday. Congratulations. Immeri does not play that game. Our own is give us now, our daily bread. We are fulfilling scripture. Why wait till Thursday? What if you have an emergency? Why are you waiting when you have earned? Because they want to do more business. Immeri says, no. Return the money to the person instantly. That activity happened. 57,960 as an early bonus. Per person dropping on your board, whether you know the person or not, number H to number N, they pay you 11,520 per person times 7. Each person is 11,520. When the last person drops on your board, in that case where we use Ola, instead of paying you 11,520, they triple it, 34,920. And with the last person coming on your board, the board breaks. As the board is breaking, they are sending you for, they give you Uber money, 57,960. So cumulatively, just being an elite, you would have done minimum 231,000 naira. Julie is saying, oh my God, so I can't earn until I'm an elite. No, Julie, you are covered. Julie, you are covered. Why? Every time for having 1 person, other people are dropping on the board. That's the synergy on the board. You are paid 1,800, even though you are not the one bringing them, because you still have 1 person. How come you are not earning from the work of others? That's the synergy. 1/8 times 8, H to O is 8 stacks. And you can sleep on this board for 20 cycles if you choose to. You are guaranteed 288,000 naira. This 288,000 is not paid at the end of the cycle. They are paying you instantly every activity is happening. Dan says, what about me? Am I forgotten? No, Dan, you are covered. 3,600 because you have 2 persons, double what Julie had. 3,600 per person dropping on your board. You are not the elite, you are just having 2 persons. Times 8, times 20 cycle, that's 576,000. Guys, just because you have 2 persons, check your phone now, you have 100 names, only 2 persons, and you choose to sleep on this board. And you would have gotten the product which you would have sold and made those profits we talked about, or use them. That's value. That's value. So for somebody who says, so if I am not an elite, what can I get across the board? Now, this is for you. Remember, on the associate board, if you have one person, you are being paid. You can go through 20 cycles and cash out 288,000 potential. You can also, with two associates, if you slip through 20 cycles, God forbid you slip through 20 cycles. That's not a prayer point I want to raise for you. 567,000 naira is rewarded to you. If you come on the executive board with no executive following you, you are just an executive. The board breaks you at the top of the board, and people are dropping on the board. And let's say all your board people who you brought in, they resign and say, we not do it again. And you got discouraged. But because you're an executive, every time somebody drops on your board, you are going to be paid. Whether you've not even brought anybody anyway. And you can stay on the executive board for 10 cycles, that's 460,800. Does that make sense? No executive. Can you get that in an organization where you are not building and they are still paying you? 460,000. What happens if you have one executive? 921,600. What happens if you have two executives? 1.3 million. Just because I have two people. Have you seen it? Look at the numbers I'm showing you. I'm not telling you 10, 100. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. What if I drop on a manager board and a manager, nobody in my team, I've moved to a manager, I got discouraged, or they got discouraged, what I carry my shoe, my sandal, and I've been looking it for 5 years. I couldn't see it until I see it before I joined Immeri. The board broke 10 times. 4.6 million naira is still coming to you. What if I have one manager that choose to believe in me and they run, and they are now managers? Now that I have one manager, I stay 10 cycle, 9.2 million. What if I have two managers, 13 million? Guys, I don't know where you work. I don't know if you can just raise two people and your company can just be promoting you just for raising, not volume. One person, no person, one person, two person. That makes Immeri stand out. Well, if you go for the elite that I said, that your goal is to hit the elite as fast as possible. On the associate board, remember, when you become the elite, we will now call it elite associate, instantly they pay you 57,960. As you are leaving the board, 57,960. On the executive board, if you hit the elite executive, 579,600 is paid to you instantly. As the board gets filled and the last person is coming on that board and you are being promoted, another 579,600 is paid to you. If you're on the manager board and God help you, you catch the manager, the elite manager position, that, like, for example, it happened last week, Monday, and the last 2 weeks, there've been a lot of events where we've produced elite managers. Instantly, for becoming an elite manager, your first alert is 5.7 million naira. Somebody said, what? Yes, 5.7 million naira for becoming the elite manager. And when your board gets full and you are leaving the board, another 5.7 million naira is paid to you. So I'm paid when I hit the position and when I'm leaving the position. So what happened in between the position? Yes, let me talk about that. If you are the elite associate, everybody dropping on your board, I told you they'll be paying you 11,520. When the last person comes, they pay you 34,920. Now they pay you that 57,000, whatever we talked about. Now, if you're on the elite, if you're on the executive group and you become the elite, and they pay you that 579,600 per person dropping on your board, whether you brought them or not, whether they're in your team or not, whether they're in your country or not, each of them is 115,920. Not for all of them each. When the last person drops on your board, number 8 is 347,000 naira. Then they pay you another 579,000 to promote you. If you are on the elite manager board, remember, this first of all pays you 5.7 million naira. Per person dropping on your board, guys, is 1.1 million naira. Does this make sense? 1.1 million naira. Something just happened today and I'm just excited. 1.1 million naira per person. So number one, 1.1, number two, 1.1, number three, 1. Even if you're the old person, tell her making weight, person will soon drop. 1.1 million naira. Can you pay school fees with this? Can you pay rent with this? Yes. Can you begin a project with it? Yes. And when the last person comes in, 3.4 million naira, and the last person is breaking the board, and as the board is breaking another 5.7 million naira, somebody said, too much money on this table. Is this real? Well, you will be the judge. So on this table we are shaking, there is a possibility of 25.7 million naira for you. If you begin from the classic board, many persons begin from the classic board. I said you can start there and you can still get to the top. When you are being promoted from the classic board to the associate board, Immeri pays you 11,837 and now promotes you to the agency board. On the associate board, as the elite, minimum is 231,000. If you're on the executive board as the elite, 2.3 million. If you're on the manager board, 23 million. So meaning, together, as you are leaving the manager board, the minimum you would have carried is over 25 million naira. This is not adding, remember, this is just for elite. This is not adding if you had 1 qualification, 2 qualification, how many times you cycle. That is not added here. So when we talk about 25 million, those ones are not even here. And Immeri says we are not done. Every time as an executive, you produce an executive, an extra 57,960 is paid to you. Why should I be fighting with my team members? I want them to become executive. If you're a manager, you produce a manager 579,600. This is not in addition to, this is different from all those ones you have collected. If you're a director, you produce a director 5.7 million. And I have a director here that's produced a director. Immeri says there's what we call repeat sales bonus. Remember, there is no compulsory auto-ship, but every time you use the product, because we are product of the product, I just demonstrated the ad well for you. So imagine if you have a family member, a friend who has cholesterol, you are retailing this product to them, you are buying, the company does not do them, you are the one buying it, but they pay you 5% of the value of that purchase. Up to 10 generations, your team members are buying, consuming every month. The company is paying you. We have people earning between 30 to 50,000 US dollars just on this alone. This alone is bigger than the entire structure of some organization. Then we talked about the director development level. This is where you are like a shareholder in Immeri. Now, to be a 1-star director, simply develop 1 director. Again, did you hear that I didn't say 10? If you had following the template of 1 or 2, what do you get? You get 1% of group sales. I had one of the 1-star director last week. We were in a meeting and he said, I cannot believe it. I earned 95,000 naira in one day. I earn 85,000. I earn 75,000 naira. I'm not doing anything. There is no auto ship. There's no compulsory purchase. I must not register anybody. Anything happening in my organization. Imagine that happening every single day. If that is your story, won't you sing "This is my story, this is my song"? 1-star director, 2-star director, develop 2 of 1-star director. Now you're earning 2%. 3-star director, develop 2 of 2-star director, not 100. 3%. As a 3-star director, you're a millionaire in dollars. Immeri has produced over 35 3-star directors within 3 years. Sapphire Ambassador, 5%. Emerald and Diamond, 6%. Your retirement is cast in stone. Now you enjoy travel incentive. Elite manager, all expense paid trip. 1-star director, all expense paid trip. Then every single day, as they pay you your 1%, they put certain fractional money for your travel. You are not part of a travel incentive program. No, every day they pay you, they keep money for you to travel. So the corona can just be over. You say you want to go to Bora Bora, and they organize it for you. What then is retirement, guys? We have a car reward. If you leave the manager board as the elite, instantly you become a director. 5.7 million naira is given to you as a director to buy your first car. If you say, you know what, I don't want a 5.7 million car, I want a Lamborghini. Well, you know you cannot get that for 5.7. You can add money to it, top up, and buy your car. It's allowed. When you become a 3-star director, another 11.5 million naira is given to you. Guys, even before we get here, have you noticed that you have made enough money to even buy yourself a car? So this is not the company trying to flash card. No, your money alone, you can buy the car even before you get there. But your second 3-star, you can monetize and say, you know what, I'm a millionaire in dollars. Sky is not my thing. Give me the cash, and Immeri will give you the cash. Here is Mr. Prince Eric Kujo, Ghana's. That was December. He became a director. January 18, I was in Ghana to celebrate with them when he received his Honda CR-V 2020 model. Mr. Prince Eric Kujo is a director. And guys, this happened 2 days ago. This happened on Tuesday. It was so beautiful. We have here Miss Patience Matt Lion. We call her the Lioness of the Savannah. Okay, she has a very inspiring story. The husband got assassinated along Abuja Kaduna Express Road as they were driving. Her world came crumbling. How will she continue? But guys, you know what? You can put all your energy in fighting the old, or you can choose to start a new chapter. Well, Pat Mad Lion began a new chapter with Immeri and said, life continues. Let's make this happen. And within 1 year, what you see, this was presented on Wednesday. And today's Thursday. This was presented on Tuesday. She had done over 105,000 US dollars within a year. Does that make sense? Does that make sense for somebody that is mourning the husband? And she got herself a Mercedes-Benz ML350 4MATIC. My sister get taste. You needed to see the car. All within 1 year. And Immeri is still in pre-launch in Nigeria. We have not launched. This is the story. Then we have here, and he's in the house. I'm excited about this. My friend and my brother, Reverend Daniel Kujosekwe, he joined Immeri 4 weeks after I met him. He was telling me about Immeri. I said, I will hear thee again on this matter. I didn't pay attention, even though I just lost my dad. And my head was just as filled with that of Mad Lion. But I didn't pay attention until 5 months later when I decided to come on board. By the time I was ready, he was an elite manager. What separated him and me was just 4 weeks. Today, he became the first elite manager in Africa and Middle East, the first director in Africa and Middle East, and the first one-star director, with a dream that by July 15 next year, he will be a 3-star director. Congratulations, sir, in advance. Everything you have set your heart to, you make happen. Thank you for your encouragement and support. And in January, I was with him in Ghana when he picked up his Honda CR-V 2019 model. And guess what? It was so romantic that he gave it to his wife. Well, the same wife he gave it to became a 1-star 2 weeks ago. So maybe the wife will give it to the daughter because she also got her own car also. It's so beautiful. He's getting 1% every single day, including public holiday. Let them do Salah every day, he will earn it. Easter every day, he will earn it. The wife now is earning every single day. What then is retirement, my people? For a company that is just 1 year plus, this is not story. This is happening in our climb. Then we talk about only over one. Dr. John Egwolo Mukoro, my friend and my brother. Very strategic guy. I like his dance move. First director in Nigeria and the first 1-star director in Nigeria. And you can see his check. This was presented Monday this week. $85,000 for a company that is still in pre-launch in Nigeria. And the car behind him, that is his car that he got. Just listen, I don't know where you work, whether in 1 year they have given you this just because you worked with them. At your own time, at your own convenience. Does this make sense, guys? Pa J, we call him Mr. Jonas. 1-star director, Upper Monday, also getting his own car. So right now we have 3 1-star directors in Ghana and 1 in Nigeria. Lots of things are happening. Immeri says we are not done. We have a house reward. When you hit diamond in Immeri, you get a penthouse in Malaysia worth $300,000 with 10 years my Malaysian second home visa processed by the company for you. In case traffic in Lagos is too much or where you live, you just jump the plane and enter and you go. Because at this level, your alert every day will buy you first class or any class. Enter, go. Before you land, it has already dropped again. A whole lot is happening. If you do not want it and you want the cash to build a house in your village, a Kakrame, or Guashuku, Ekoro Ruanre, Adagbrasa, Ubori Koko, Mikorekpene, Mbise, or Lo, Ijebu Igbo. $150,000 is available for you to go show them, say you don't show. But guys, listen, there is a lot with Immeri. There's a lot with Immeri. And last year, July, the chairman of the company, while we're having a convention in Malaysia, came out. They said, "Oh, everything in Immeri has been won except the house." Before people say it is audio house, the house is for diamond 6%, but actually emerald is also 6%, just an extra difference in volume. So he said, "You know what? If you're an emerald, come out." These 2 ladies are just hit emerald in 2.5 years. How many of us will be in a company and in 2.5 years you have gotten to almost the second to the last rank? And you know what? They were presented with the keys to their penthouses. Everywhere went agog in 2.5 years of building. And yet in Nigeria, we have not launched. Look at all the results I've just showed you. It's available and it's possible. Let's show you more success stories here because we have here Prince Eric Kujo. This was at January 18. He had done for a 3.5 million naira in 1 year. Back then, Daniel Sekwe had done over 37 million naira in 1 year. 2 weeks ago, thereabout, he was sharing with us $60,000 hitting coming into the family. So, I mean, you know, the numbers are far, far, far higher. Jonas just became a one-star director, and so you know this is far, far, far higher. This was like January, 26 million naira. We want to talk about Madam Eunice Akalegbere, 12.5 million naira. Okay, just a few months. J Mama, something happened. Yes, this was on Monday. Yeah, on Monday this week. On Monday, yeah, she's an elite manager, so she has collected a 5.7 million naira. On Monday, is it Monday? No, on the 5th. On the 5th, yes, on the 5th of this month, which was today's what? Today's what's today's date? Today is 18, so that's minus one. That's 13 days ago. Somebody dropped on our board 1.1 million. On Monday, Shago dropped on our board 1.1 million. On Tuesday, Mr. Barreto dropped on our board 1.1 million. How do you wake up and you just see 1.1 million? In this coronavirus, people are still trying to isolate, and you at home is coming in. And guys, we have a firebrand person that is making a lot happen. We're not even talking about her yet, but watch this lady, Mrs. Gloria Kukan. Her energy, her fire. We need to get a handout to start reading about this lady, what she's doing. She's the one cracking most of the records, and the things you are seeing is coming from her work. But you know what? Just this June, she just became an elite manager. Today, because when I saw the board, it was showing 18th. Two persons, two managers drop on our board. So 2.2 million naira today, 2.2 million naira. How many of you are ending today with 2.2 million naira? But you see, you may not have ended, but that's the possibility for us all. Gloria Kukan, thank you very much for making this happen. So what do you do as we begin to bring this to a close? You can join us to use the product. You can join us to refer others to the product, gathering customers. And you can also join us to build a team. These power people I'm talking about, they did not join, they didn't make it because they were using the product. They didn't make it because they were selling the product. It was because they were building a team. But you know what? Your membership gives you access to all three. So you can use the product, you can retail the product, and you can build a team. So imagine somebody in 1 year, 105,000 US dollars, just using the product, retailing the product, and building a team. And what was captured there is not part of our retail, it's just our commissions. Guys, this is what we have in Immeri. Before I bring up my boss, I would like to always say this, that you get back to the person that invited you to be a part of this and get started immediately. There is a board about to break, and you want to be a part of that success story on that board. Because if you do not join us today, truth be told, you will join us tomorrow. There's a lot happening, and we are so excited with the possibility that Immeri is bringing our way. And ladies and gentlemen, with that said, I have the singular honor and privilege to have this man tonight on this call. He's one that inspires confidence. He's one that shows the possibility when we did not see it. And today, we have the very first elite manager out of Africa and Middle East. The very first director out of Africa and Middle East. And the very first one-star director showing the possibility of earning daily. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome our one-star director, Reverend Daniel Sekwe. Good to have you, sir.
Wow. Hey, fantastic. Thank you, Reverend Solomon James, for that wonderful presentation. I see so many people on the call tonight. Let me just put off this. I think it will be interrupting. So, yeah, thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. It's been so exciting and engaging right from the very beginning. I mean, so much information, so much value, so much wealth of knowledge you've downloaded into our minds tonight. And it's really a privilege to always listen to you. Like I mentioned to you, the very first time we ever met, I'd followed you on Facebook for over 10 years until we met November 15th, 2018. And it's always been a great pleasure. I see exciting people like one of our latest managers, Engineer Kim Barreto, and so many other people on the call. So, ladies and gentlemen, whatever Mr. Solomon James has shared with us tonight, it's just the plain truth. I don't think there's any better way to say it. What I can add is to move from theory into practice or into reality. And like he said, I'm one that can testify of all the commissions that he has spoken about, except the house reward. I'm a beneficiary of all the 10 commissions minus the house reward, which is inevitable. It's just a matter of time. Giving ourselves another 24 to 36 months, we should be seeing house recipients in Africa. The question will be, will you watch us make it happen? Will you join us make it happen? Or you wonder how it happened? Immeri is an exciting opportunity. And when I signed on to Immeri on the 15th of October 2018, what I tell people is that if I had known this is how fast it would be. Give me a second. I think my dogs should be disturbing you. So let me just put them off.
You see, when I get to one-star director, I'll have dogs too. You see, guys, there's a lot happening. I've seen a few questions that's pending when our star director comes back, but I think most of it has been answered as to the usage of the product.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, go on, sir.
My dogs were just disturbing. I need to put them up.
I said when I become a one-star, I'll get a dog too, sir.
Yeah, because we need them to protect us so that people will not intrude to take away our millions. Yeah, so it's an exciting opportunity. And when we joined this business 19 months ago, there was absolutely no testimony. All we had was the comp plan, not even products. Unlike what we see today, there are products, there are so many testimonies. Just this afternoon, one of our cherished partners for Port Harcourt earned 1.1 million naira. A few hours earlier, she had earned 1.1 million naira. Like he said, Dr. John Mukoro, over $85,000. What people don't know is that is just one account. They have not added the wife's account and stuff like that. Madam Mad Lion, who is on the call, probably $105,000. So this is an exciting opportunity. And if you are on this call right now, your only step is believe what you heard based on the varied testimonies and begin. I have in front of me today, by the grace of God, based on the few work that we put in the last 19 months, I'm a one-star director, and my wife is a one-star director. Now, my commission tonight, 1% daily, is 6,292 points. And my wife has, 2,692 points. And my wife has earned 2,276 points. So when you put them together, that is close to 5,000 points. And that is close to about 300,000 naira coming to our household today. Now, can you imagine a situation where you can earn even 100,000 every single day for 365 days? Because we tend to earn even on Sundays, because people are breaking balls on Sunday, people are registering across board. So this is the opportunity you have been waiting for. This is the game changer. For many of us, probably we are not involved in the industry. Some of us also have been involved, but got disappointed. But if you were in from the beginning, this amazing company is simply built to last. everything that we have made so far has exceeded our expectation via the promises that the company made to us. So I'll urge each and every one of us, just gather all the little that is left in you, the belief that is in you, master it and get started. Because if you do, like one of my closing statements is, remember we're once like you. Today there are so many people being celebrated in Immeri. We have lost count of the number of managers in Immeri now. Now we are counting directors and one-star directors. Remember we're once like you. This is how this story goes. In 2008, I went to a cemetery to bury a dear friend of mine. And upon entering the cemetery, on the entrance on the left side is this inscription: remember we were once like you. At that point, it didn't really make any sense. Now, I use it because just like you, a few months ago in Immeri, and which has been the story of many people who are being celebrated today, many people who are sitting on so much cash today, they were just like you and I. They were either frustrated out of their work, their salary finished before the month finished, or they are rock bottom with no cash at all. And that was my personal story. And I know it was the story of so many other people. So remember, we're once like you, we are just like you. We didn't have the money, but we saw an opportunity that could change and transform our lives and the lives of so many people connected to us. And we seized the moment. And we did not only seize the moment, but we took massive action on the opportunity. Now, after we finished burying my friend and we're coming out of the cemetery, there was another inscription on the wall, but this time on my right side. And it boldly stated, "You will soon be like us." That was a scary one for me because my dead friend is telling me I will soon be like him. Now, a few weeks before he died, he had so much going on for him. He had ambitions, he has dreams, and then he was lying lifeless in the graveyard. And this statement is saying, "You will soon be like us." But ladies and gentlemen, this is not to scare you. I found a positive inspiration out of that statement. Ladies and gentlemen, if you believe, master all the courage, all the resources that you have, and begin this amazing Immeri journey with us. Attend the trainings, do what is required of you on a daily basis. Do it consistently enough, because everything by longevity takes off. Allow your seeds to come to fruition. You do it consistently enough. Ladies and gentlemen, your story should be the next. You'll soon be like us. Thank you so much. God bless you, Reverend Solomon James, for the opportunity. Thank you to all our listeners. Thank you. I'll hand over to Reverend Solomon James.
Wow. Thank you so very much. I will soon be like you. I wish somebody can type that in the chat.
That's right.
I will soon be like you. Guys, it's possible. But it begins by taking the next step. If you are a guest on this call, get back to the person that invited you. Don't delay. Each day you delay, the law of diminishing intent will set in. Some of you are on this call, you're excited with what you hear. Then you go talk to a broke person who was not on this call. You get one thing why I go. You get one Abino where they talk. You get one other guy who saying be one-star manager this thing. I don't know whether it work. The guy said, "Hey, don't join them." Somebody who was not in a call, stopping somebody who was more informed. That will be a disaster. Get back to whosoever invited you. Got to throw a text message on somebody's Facebook wall. Get back. If you have that capital today, pick one, begin. Make sure you begin. Somebody just asked, he said, "What is my role in breaking the board?" Since there is no auto ship, since there is no auto ship and monthly purchases and the rest, your role is to share. Remember, I said, if it's all about product, your seminar is over. If it's about sharing, selling the product, your seminar is over. But if you want to build, then you've got to share. Now, imagine somebody invited you. It's not the person doing the presentation. This meeting is happening every single day across Ghana and Nigeria. You could plug your set of friends to a meeting like this. And when we are done, they turn them back to you and you get started. It's a collabo. It's a win-win. Now, before I bring this to an end, I want to quickly say thank you to our one-star director. And I see the wife also, Kerewa Sekwe, our one-star director. I recognize you, ma. Okay, thank you so very much for joining us. Abigail, thank you for joining us. Abiodun Rufus, thank you. Miss Adegbite, thank you very much. Adegbite, thank you. My prof, presenting prof, Mr. Aki Barreto, who just became our latest manager on Monday. I celebrate you and you inspire me. Thank you so very much for your almost daily meeting to support people across Africa. And your dear wife, Miss B, attaining elite executive. Congratulations, Mr. Aki Barreto. Bridget Makwe, thank you very much for joining us. Chris Balaka, thank you so very much. I see you there. Chuku Kailenya, thank you for joining us. Minister Dan Ufomadu, I see you. Thank you for joining us. Dilim, good to have you join us today. Beniza Owusu, thank you for joining us. Dr. Ekaito Odofa, thank you for joining us. Fawaz Ahmed, thank you for joining us. Feli Raf, I don't know whether you are onshore, offshore, or home shore, but I know you are part of somewhere. Thank you for joining us. Folashade Mustafa, thank you, ma'am. Gafari Takimeti Mensin, thank you for joining us. There is somebody behind the Galaxy tab. Hey, I know it's a human. Thank you. Idon Sanasuko, they're good to have you join us. Somebody behind the iPhone, thank you. Joy Ifeanyi Chukwu, so thank you for joining us. Kufra Basi, Opress, thank you. And again, Louis Umera, thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us. Maria Wuni, yeah, your question was spotted. Thank you. And my darling super team partner, Pastor Ngozi Ufodike, I celebrate you. I celebrate you. You know our strategy is still on course. Okay. Nurulia, thank you very much for joining us. Wanya Helen Chuku, the waiting mother. Yes, God is making it possible. Nwogu Echinedu from Warri, thank you for joining us. Engineer Ella Obidike Manuela, thank you for joining us. Oladi Kupo Abimbola, thank you. Princess Zion, thank you. Kodrat, thank you. Samu Formado, bros, long time. Good to see you join us. Thank you. Somebody's behind the Samsung A20. Thank you. Sawa, thank you for joining us. Synergy World, that should be Mr. Vika. Thank you very much for joining us. And Wumi Adem, God bless you for joining us. Christian Ophilit, thank you for joining us. Chris, we have talked. And Okeke Eukaria, thank you. Everyone that has joined us tonight, I want to say big thank you to you. But that's not before I close with my parting statement. I like to say this, that nobody was born to win. I mean, you just had the story of Daniel Sekwe, not because he was born to win. Nobody was born to lose either. Your background might be rough. You might come out from a jugular like I did. But you see, whether you win or you lose, it's because you've made a choice. You were born to choose. It's my hope and my prayer and my desire today that you will choose Immeri and begin this exciting story with us tonight. It's been my pleasure having you join us. Join us again on Saturday, 6 p.m. And if you know medical people, we're having a medical conference coming up on Saturday. Just find a way to get to whoever brought you here. And if you have a medical personnel, let them get to. We take our things to the medical world so that they know that it works. It's no fluke. Okay? So guys, nobody was born to win. Nobody was born to lose. And we are born to choose. It's been an exciting time hanging out with you tonight. God bless you. And God willing, I will see you on Saturday. Have a great night. Thank you.